Okay, huge movie fanatic Nate coming at you on this week of Halloween. We're getting down to the line here. What the hell movie is that from? There's some movie where it's like, I think it might even be in the trailer. Down. Shit, I don't know. I can't remember. They keep repeating it like down. We're down to the. Oh, is that the original Dawn of the Dead or something? Yeah, I think so. We're down the line or something like that. Okay, as you can see, I got sidetracked. As I was saying, we're on the Halloween week here, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In 4 days, it'll be lovely, fantastic, wonderful Halloween. I don't go trick or treating anymore. I don't do anything. I'm not really a holiday person. I don't dress up. I dress up every day. So whatever, other people can do their Halloween stuff, and I just, it's just another day as far as I'm concerned. But still, I like to, jack-o'-lanterns and all kinds of stuff, horror movies and stuff, and that's why I'm coming at you today with this review for a movie that's, very, very appropriate for this time of year because it takes place on Halloween night, I believe, which of course is the original, because I do think there has been a remake, which of course I'm not interested in. Not to say I'm really interested in the original either, but I'm here to review the original from, I don't know, 1987, Night of the Demons. Now this DVD, I got at Half Price Books, of course, $3 clearance rolly rack, a number of years ago. What the hell does it say? 08, so yes, a number of years ago. And I got it with, I'm pretty sure at the exact same time, which is kind of cool, from the clearance rolly rack. I got it with Night of the Demons 2. Night of the Demons 2, I shall review after this, video, which I actually kind of grew up with, and I never saw until I got this DVD in 08, apparently. I never saw the original Night of the Demons. So I'm here to review 1987, the original Night of the Demons, which I recently rewatched because I've only seen it now, I think, twice. Or maybe thrice. I think I might have seen it 3 times now, unfortunately. Yes, I did say unfortunately. I'm not a big, huge fan of the original Night of the Demons. I just say original Night of the Demons because I guess there's a remake. Like I say, I'll just briefly say I kind of grew up with Part 2. I was kind of into horror and stuff, or very much into horror when Part 2 came out. So for whatever reason, I ended up seeing Part 2 when it came out. And I was kind of, like I say, I'll get to that review. But in short, I grew up with Part 2, so I knew about this franchise. I never really, I guess Part 2 didn't interest me enough to seek out 1 because I don't know. This stuff isn't really my fare. I think that this frickin' is her name Angela as well? Yeah, I think that's really gross. I think that's just, that's not even enjoyable to look at, and that's one of the reasons why I never sought the first Night of the Demons out, because it's just like the character of Angela, obviously there's probably Night of the Demons fans, and they probably love Angela and all this shit, but the character of Angela, and especially her demonized appearance, is just nasty. It's just taking like a kind of attractive woman and just making her nasty. It's just a stupid idea, in my opinion, unless you're a woman hater, which I'm not. I mean, well, never mind. So, Night of the Demons, what can I say? I rewatched it within the last week, and it's just like, it's really weird, and I think when I reviewed a movie with Matt, or me and Matt reviewed a movie back 10 years ago, whenever the fuck we used to both review movies, I think I mentioned the same thing. I can't remember what the hell movie it was for, what movie the review was for, but I mentioned the same thing, which comes to mind when I have just having received Night of the Demons, which is Night of the Demons plays like a movie where you had a couple, like a group or a couple, maybe 2 or 3 middle school or high school or middle school kids got their hands on like $2 or $3 million. I don't know how much this movie cost to make back in 86, 87, whatever. But the Night of the Demons, for me, the original from 87, plays, like I say, like as if, I don't know, some studio execs gave their kid, 12-year-old for the 12th birthday, $3 million to just go make a movie, and all the means and all the people needed to do so. It just has this. The acting and the dialogue is so stale and horrible. It's like this is one of the most like, because technically, you know, it's like a normal kind of movie, like maybe more of a B-ish movie, but technically it's competent, like cinematography and all kinds of stuff. It even has a pretty relatively impressive, like, you know, animated cartoon opening credit sequence, which is usually a movie of this kind of budget doesn't have a like a cartoon animated opening credit sequence that's as impressive as this movie does. And when I originally saw it and I saw that opening credit sequence, I'm like, wow, this is going to be good. And of course, the only thing that's good is the opening credit sequence, you know. And then it just fades in or whatever to just like a bunch of characters that just their acting is just horrible. This lead girl that we start off with, who like helps or tries to help the old guy at the beginning, is like really like sexy in this blonde kind of ditzy blonde way, and it's just like we get to see her ass and we get to see just her tits all, you know, in a brassiere, but kind of one of those clear, not in kind of partially clear brassiere. So she's like really sexy, and it's kind of appropriate, like because it's Halloween night, and they go for this date or whatever, this party at, was it Hull House, and she kind of appropriately dresses up as like Alice, I think, from Alice in Wonderland, which is kind of appropriate. And then you have that Asian chick who would go on to be like a couple, like the next year or whatever. They, I think, made both Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 in 1988, and then 3 didn't come out until 89, I don't think. But this movie also features the Asian chick with the implants who would go on to be in, you know, Sleepaway Camp 3, Teenage Wasteland, and she's, you know, she very briefly, way too briefly, shows her enhanced breasts, you know, the Asian chick in this movie, and that's too bad. I don't understand, you know, like why they pay the women to show their tits, and then they're just like, the tits are on the screen for like a second or two, a second and a half. You know, it's just like you paid her, you know, and she's got nice fake tits, and why are we just seeing them for a second and a half, like 1.5 seconds? But whatever, that maybe it's a contractual thing, I don't know, but this movie is just incredibly, you know, unimpressive. It kind of has a little bit of a cool, possibly maybe a little bit of a Halloween-y feel to it, of course, because it's like Halloween. And oh gosh, don't let me forget Linnea Quigley is also featured in this movie as well, and as kind of just her normal Linnea Quigley, like slutty whatever. I mean, you know, the opening shot or the introduction of Linnea Quigley is just a shot of her ass. I mean, not naked, but like with underwear on or whatever. And she's using her ass to distract the male clerks at this convenience store or whatever, while Angela steals shit or whatever. And so, you know, Linnea Quigley's in this movie. And, oh, this is the movie she met, whatever the hell the guy's name is who did the special effects for this movie, Steve Johnson or whatever. Yeah, Steve Johnson. And Steve Johnson and Linnea Quigley, like, I don't know if they met on this movie or whatever, but they ended up getting married for a few years, and then they got divorced, and there's a little interesting side note. So, I mean, Night of the Demons, it's just, all I can say is I've probably seen it 3 times now, and it's just it's very unimpressive. You know, I guess the scenario was kind of cool about this. I can't even remember, like, how this house ended up, you know, I can't even remember the backstory for this house and why this house is so, like, abandoned. Oh, it used to be like a funeral home or something like that, but I can't, if there is a little urban legend or a tale or a story behind this house, I can't even remember what the hell it is. So it's basically just a group of punks. I mean, they're supposed to probably be like, you know, high school age. Of course they're not. You're more like whatever, you know, early mid-20s or whatever. Then they're just like going out on this, you know, date, like triple date or whatever, and just to this haunted, you know, yeah, that's it. It's like a haunted house. It's this whole house. It's formerly a frickin', you know, what's it called? Funeral home or whatever, where they cremate bodies and all this shit. And of course, you know, some demon or some spirit comes out of the incinerator that burns bodies, and it's just dumb. It's kind of this Evil Dead ripoff point of view that goes into they do a reverse shot of like Linnea Quigley blowing out smoke, so she's like, the smoke goes into her mouth and she's like, and she kind of becomes possessed and then kisses the Angela character and that possesses Angela and she does this sexy dance thing and oh, 1 star for I'm sorry fans of the original Night of the Demons. 1 star in my opinion for Night of the Demons, the original 1987 version. It's just like maybe the remake's better. I don't know. I should almost maybe even watch the remake because I can't imagine anything really getting any worse than this. I mean, like I guess the makeup effects are cool. They go through this whole trouble of making like a fake. It's really kind of ironic because they probably did a plaster cast of Linnea Quigley's fake enhanced tits. So there's a scene where they do a whole, probably Steve Johnson went through all this trouble to do a plaster mold of Linnea Quigley's already fake tits, and they make a whole chest that's completely fake as opposed to just like half, partly fake, where Linnea Quigley is doing this stupid thing where she's tracing this, taking the lipstick and tracing around her tit, and then she pushes the lipstick into her tit and it disappears, and she pushes her finger into her tit. It's just like, it's kind of, when it happened, I first saw it, it's like, whoa, that's creepy. But I don't know if it was worth going through all the trouble making the, 100% fake chest and going through all the trouble just to do that. What's the point? Like, who thought of that idea? Let's, when they're writing the script, let's have her, put a thing of lipstick in her tit. It's just like, go through all the trouble to do it. It's just stupid. But there's some good, I guess. I mean, I pretty much forgot it all already. Like visual gore effects and stuff, and gouging eyes out, and it's really, for me, it's just this fantastically forgettable movie. It's just like, I'm looking at the the running time, 90 minutes in, or 60 minutes into it, and it's just like, it's just, how long is it? Yeah, it's like exactly 90 minutes. So it's just like 1 star for Night of the Demons. It might not even be 1 star movie. It's just like very impressive. Like I say, there's some sexy girls. The lead girl is like super sexy, and I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else. And hopefully she wasn't something else, because she's kind of perfect, like blonde, sexy, sex-pod ditz bitch. And then you got this guy who's like a fat guy, which stuff, and you got a black guy, token black guy, and I guess there's really not anything more to say about it. I mean, when you turn this movie, and the music just sucks. I was just thinking about the opening credits and how much just like the music just synthesized crap. I guess they used their whole budget on the opening animated credit sequence, and like, oh shit, we need music too. Oh no! And then one of the middle school kids just got out the keyboard and was just like dun, 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 dun. So 1 star, as I've already said, for Night of the Demons. I've probably talked about it way too much. I'm not a big fan of it. Feel free to leave your comments on this particular movie if you saw it. I mean, a couple sexy chicks in it, and I guess relatively okay gore effects, but I just don't like demon makeup face. It's like there's at least 2 women in this movie who are like relatively attractive, who they make just look horrible. They make their faces just look horrible. What's the point of it? I just don't understand the point of it. Again, it's like you have to be a woman hater movie to make her like these movies. It's just like when you hire like an attractive woman, it makes no sense to me to put all kinds of nasty ass makeup on their face and make them look like this. What's the point? And here's Linnea Quigley. It's like, this is what we take an attractive woman and we make her look like that. Like that makes just about as much sense as this much, which is none. So thank you very much for watching my review of Night of the Demons, 1987, I believe. And I hope you guys got your frickin', we're getting down to the line here, down to the line. It's only 4 days, 4 more days till Halloween. I hope you guys got your frickin' costumes and all your stupid candy and crap for this festivities on Friday. And then it happens to fall on Friday too, which is really, it's just going to be pandemonium out there and this Halloween. Sam Hain, you don't know much about Halloween. That's from Halloween 3, of course. I'm doing Cochrane's little speech. But anyway, I'm wearing out my welcome like none other, as Matt would say. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.